The year 1876, in a small Bavarian village, Theresa Neumann passed away. She was a deeply religious German woman, famous in her time for her mystical visions and supposed stigmata. Her life was marked by inexplicable episodes, and her death was no less enigmatic. The community bid her farewell with solemnity, surrounded by candles and prayers, convinced that her story would not end with her last breath. Theresa was buried in the local cemetery under a simple tombstone. For years, her grave was visited by faithful and curious people who left flowers and prayed for her soul. However, a decade later, for reasons still debated, authorities decided to exhume her body. What they found defied all logic and scientific explanation. The impossible happened. Theresa Neumann's body showed no signs of decomposition. Her skin remained soft and smooth, as if she had just passed away. Her hair, surprisingly, seemed to have continued growing, and so did her nails. Those present were astonished by the phenomenon, unable to understand how such preservation was possible without any intervention. Today, Theresa's body remains on display in a glass urn, having received no chemical treatment for its preservation. Visitors from all over the world come to contemplate this mystery, some with devotion, others with skepticism, but all with awe at the inexplicable. Several scientists tried to analyze the phenomenon, looking for a rational explanation. However, one by one, those who got too close to the investigation died under strange and never clarified circumstances. Some speak of accidents, others of coincidences, but the mystery persists. For many believers, Theresa Neumann's incorruptible body is proof of a miracle, a divine sign that defies the laws of nature and strengthens the faith of those who venerate her. Others, however, whisper that Theresa never truly died, that her spirit is still present, silently watching from the darkness, and that her body hides even deeper secrets. Believe it or not, the story of Theresa Neumann remains one of the most unsettling enigmas of modern history. 1997, India. In a small, remote village, where time seems to move slower and stories are passed down from generation to generation, something happened that defied all logic and comprehension. It was a quiet night, the air imbued with mystery, when a humble family witnessed an inexplicable phenomenon. Their son, a boy of just 3 years old, began to speak fluently in a language that no one in the village, not even the wisest elders, could identify. His words were strange, his intonation different, and his gaze, deep and enigmatic, seemed to hide secrets from another era. Alarmed and fascinated, the parents sought help. Soon, linguists and experts in ancient languages arrived from faraway cities. After analyzing recordings and comparing sounds, they determined that the boy spoke ancient Aramaic, a language that had disappeared more than 1,000 years ago. No one in the region had knowledge of that language, nor were there records of it being taught anywhere nearby. Intrigued, the experts asked the boy who he was and how he had learned that language. The little one, with a serene voice and an unsettling maturity, replied, "I am the blacksmith's son, who died in the fire." His words chilled the blood of everyone present, as no one had ever spoken to him about blacksmiths or past tragedies. Moved by curiosity and fear, the villagers and researchers searched the village's historical archives. To their astonishment, they found an old record. More than a century ago, a devastating fire had destroyed the house of a blacksmith and his family, right in the same place where the boy lived. The details eerily matched. Fearing for his safety and the growing media interest, the family decided to move the child to another city, hoping that the change of environment would help him forget those strange words and memories. But the mystery was far from over. Every night, no matter where they were, the child's bed would wake up covered in fine gray ash, as if the fire of the past still haunted him. No one could explain the origin of that ash or how it always appeared in his room. To this day, the case remains unexplained. Was it a reincarnation, a message from the past, or simply an impossible coincidence? Believe it or not, in the year 2001, a group of Russian researchers carried out an expedition into the frozen depths of Siberia. There, under meters of ice and snow, they found something that would defy all logic: a small, hermetically sealed glass coffin containing a tiny, perfectly preserved body. The specimen measured barely 30 centimeters, but its appearance was unsettling, as if it didn't belong to this world. It was not human, nor a known animal. Its limbs were long and slender, with extra fingers on each hand. The skin, of a grayish tone, seemed almost translucent under the laboratory light. Its eyes, large and almond-shaped, remained closed, but gave the impression of observing even in its apparent lethargy. The scientists, accustomed to the inexplicable, could not hide their astonishment and fear of the creature. They decided to analyze its DNA, hoping to find some clue about its origin. However, the results were even more baffling. Its DNA contained sequences that did not correspond to any known terrestrial species. The genetic patterns were so strange that some experts suggested the possibility of an extraterrestrial origin, while others thought of a lost branch of evolution. Faced with uncertainty and the fear that the specimen could be dangerous, they decided to store it cryogenically in a maximum security chamber. For weeks, everything seemed to be under control. But one night, the security cameras recorded something impossible. Movement inside the container. Alarms sounded, lights flickered, and when the scientists arrived, the body had disappeared without a trace. All that remained was broken glass, scattered across the laboratory floor, and a wet footprint, clearly visible on the cold metal. The most unsettling thing, the footprint had 6 fingers, something never before seen in any known living being. The laboratory was plunged into panic and uncertainty. After the incident, the project was abruptly cancelled. The laboratory was shut down, and the researchers sent to different destinations. No one heard about the project or the creature again. The fear of the unknown gripped everyone involved. The files and all evidence were sealed under the codename Atlantis Case. Only a few high-ranking officials had access to the information, and any attempt to investigate was quickly silenced. The mystery remained buried under layers of government secrecy. To this day, no one knows what happened to the creature. Was it a visitor from another world, or a vestige of a lost civilization? The truth is, believe it or not, a body that refuses to die, a child who remembers another life, and a creature that doesn't belong in this world. They are real facts, recorded, documented, but never explained. Perhaps the mistake was trying to understand what should never have existed. I am DARSPACE, and this was Believe It or Not. In the next chapter, a painting that disappears along with those who restore it, a clock that keeps ticking centuries after its owner, and a woman who dreamed her death with an exact date. Time holds secrets, and some should never be opened. Shadows of the past, coming soon.